From the Weather NorCal Command Center, this is your morning update.
Your weekend weather update is made possible by Caltrans District 2.
Happy Sunday morning to you. I'm Chief Meteorologist Mike Kruger in for Chase Wilson this morning. He'll be back at noon and 6 o'clock this evening, though. All right, let's get you through Kruger's quick cast here. Now, before we do that, if you haven't done so already, if you have a clock in your house or anywhere that's not connected to the internet, you need to set that clock back 1 hour. It's already happened. Daylight saving time has ended. We need to set those clocks back 1 hour or we fall back. Sun will rise 1 hour earlier. The sun will set also 1 hour earlier. Also a reminder to change the batteries in your smoke alarms and your carbon monoxide detectors. Let's get you out the door this morning here, and you can see it's going to be on the chilly side, especially in the mountains. Dry, though. We're seeing a few lingering snow flurries from maybe some of us here early this morning in some of the higher elevations, but overall, I'm expecting mainly dry conditions today. And of course, just a tad warmer, mid to upper 60s in the valley, 30s, 40s for the higher elevations, although we're looking at those temperatures low to mid 60s here for the Trinity County area, mid to upper 60s inland. And for the coast, we're going to get those temperatures probably somewhere in the upper 50s, maybe some low 60s in there as well. So looking at your 7-day outlook real quickly, up and down with the temperatures, mainly upper 60s to low 70s here in the valley for the next 7 days. It is dry. Notice a chance for showers for the coast, inland, and for Trinity County. Otherwise dry through next week. We're going to talk about those chances for showers, though, in our extended outlook here. And then, of course, for Siskiyou, Modoc, and the eastern mountains, I do expect maybe, again, some early morning sprinkles, light showers. Otherwise, it's mainly dry today. There's that chance for at least Siskiyou and Modoc counties, but I think Lassen County should remain dry on Monday and then dry through next week. Again, we'll take a closer look at that here a little bit later. Drier and warmer for today, drier and warmer for next week. Gusty winds, though, an elevated fire weather risk here as early as today, but especially going into Wednesday, and also a chance for some rain and snow in the longer range. All right, so let's take a look at all this and kind of walk you through all the timing. Number one, let's talk about the winds and the fire weather risk. So this morning, it's a little breezy out there, especially for some of those higher mountain ridges. Going to around midday today, we've actually got some pretty strong winds coming in from the north for the valley, over 20-25 miles an hour, a little breezy to the eastern mountains, and also pretty gusty along the coast too. Now later on this afternoon, still a little breezy, but overall the winds are dying down a little bit for everybody, but we are still seeing some gusty winds there in some of the foothills east of the valley. All right, so let's take you into your Monday morning, and again, a little breezy, a little gusty for some of us, especially in the valley. And what you'll notice as we go through the day on Monday, we still have some pretty gusty winds for parts of the valley, but everywhere else, the winds really shouldn't be that much of a factor. So, another thing that we have to look at, and yes, I know we're in November, but folks, we're still in the fire weather season, and there's a reason for that. Look at the humidity levels. I mean, they're going to be pretty low. We've got those gusty winds this afternoon, and the low humidity. That's going to create an elevated fire weather risk, unfortunately. Now we go into Monday. Look at that. We're in the mid to upper teens for those humidity levels. They get a little bit better by Monday afternoon, but overall the winds won't be quite as strong on Monday. All right, so again, we're in November, but should a fire start under these conditions with gusty winds and low humidity, that's enough to cause a fire to spread pretty rapidly. All right, so you can see some of the snow trying to come in at 6 o'clock this morning, but otherwise it's drying out, it's clearing out this afternoon. Should be a gorgeous Sunday afternoon, kind of wrapping up your weekend. Should be very nice, as a matter of fact. Now, as we go into Monday, a little kink. This is a nuisance. This is not one of those like, listen, if it's going to rain, might as well rain, right? Because we could use the rain. But this is just more of a nuisance than anything else because it's not going to be beneficial rain. So most of the rains to our north, we may see a sprinkle for Del Norte, Humboldt County, Siskiyou, even Modoc County, and maybe even parts of northern Trinity County. But I'm expecting dry conditions Monday for Lassen, Plumas, all of Shasta County, and of course the mountains, the valley there as well. So as you can see, nothing significant. It dries out again Monday night, but will be dry through the rest of the week. So there's the ridge of high pressure, warmer air that's associated with it. That's moving closer to us the next couple of days. That's going to give us warmer temperatures. But with low pressure developing down to our east, classic setup for a strong north wind for Wednesday. As I mentioned, with the low humidity expected even on Wednesday of next week, That is going to elevate our fire weather risk, unfortunately. Both the area of high and low pressure shifting eastward by the end of next week. Winds will die down. Fire weather risk goes down as well. And now we're kind of opening up the storm door. Unfortunately, even though we've opened up that storm door, you look out and we're not seeing a lot of storms out there. And if there are, which we're seeing them right here, they're fairly weak. This one will pretty much break apart before it hits us. It may bring us a few scattered showers for some to the north on Saturday. And then next Sunday, there's that very weak cold front that will be approaching as well. But when we look at the Climate Prediction Center, they are predicting wetter than normal conditions, but that's in that lower category. So it's not going to be a lot. And then, of course, cooler than normal conditions looking at that long range. Speaking of that, take a look at the temperatures for Reading, up and down, right? Upper 60s, low 70s. But once we start getting into next weekend, they'll continue that downward trend. That is a sign of not only the cooler temperatures, but maybe some wet weather entering the picture at that point. So it's still a long ways out. It's something worth monitoring. Fingers crossed, maybe we can get more rain in there by the end of next weekend, early into that next week. But look at the wave heights for today. They are high, folks. If you need to be on a small boat, not a good idea. It does improve a little bit on Monday, but looking at your marine forecast, I mean, we've got some strong winds out there. We've got some high waves and a small cracked advisory for this afternoon and most likely extending into Monday. So here's your Trinity County neighborhood forecast. Temperatures, low to mid 60s here for Trinity County. There is that chance. Now, where you see a chance for showers on your 7-day forecast, don't count on much. Don't cancel your outdoor plans. Don't let it be a concern. Just know that you may run into a stray sprinkle, maybe a light shower by midday, but then by Monday afternoon, Monday evening, it's all pretty much gone. Same situation for the inland areas. Orleans high today of about 64, 65 out in Hoopa, and 62 degrees in Smith River. We take you out to Siskiyou County. Also that slight chance on Monday. Otherwise dry for the rest of next week. And for today, temperatures in the 40s and 50s for your daytime highs. And for Modoc County, still have that slight chance in there for your Monday, but otherwise dry through next week and cool, only in the mid-40s for Tuesday, Wednesday of next week. Your Eastern Mountains neighborhood forecast, dry through next week. For today, we're looking at dry conditions this afternoon. 49 degrees out in Chester, 48 degrees for Janesville, and Shingletown about 54 degrees. All right, let's take you out to the Valley neighborhood forecast, brought to you by friends at Walgamith Painting. We got those temperatures in the mid to upper 60s for your daytime highs today. So yeah, just a tad warmer, but still below normal for this time of the year. 67 degrees for Reading, 66 degrees for Red Bluff, a little bit cooler for Lakehead and Whiskeytown, somewhere in the low 60s for your daytime highs. All right, here is a look at your 7-day outlook for Reading. Of course, again, as I mentioned earlier, set those clocks back an hour if you haven't done so already. Otherwise, temperatures upper 60s to low 70s pretty much through Friday, even into the beginning of next weekend. That is your morning update. Meteorologist Chase Wilson will be back at noon and at 6 o'clock this evening for your forecast.